I'll grab them.
You grab it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, thanks for joining us online. Open house is its own pillar of business. A lot of people have built their business off open houses almost exclusively. Open houses to me is a grinded out approach. It comes and goes to the market of whether or not you're getting a lot of people through, and sometimes they go stale. But for me, as a young agent, I think the first 10 years of my career, I was in an open house probably 42 weekends out of the year. I find myself sitting there on some weekends like Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm like, why am I here? No one's coming. Sometimes you get in the wintertime and big blizzard happened, but you're still doing your open houses because when people come through, they are serious buyers. To me, as a young agent, I want to talk about my failures as being an open house. And I was really young. I started 18, and there were veteran agents putting me in open houses that were stale on the market, that they were using me to just appease their seller to have a body there at an open house. So I would caution you against doing that. Thank you. Now, at Concepts, we teach that you have to have 4 core pillars of business revenue coming in, how you're meeting people, how you're building and maintaining relationships. We believe open houses to be one of the 4. Now, if you want to take your business to the next level, you just put in more pillars. You go to 6 to 8. The highest achieving agents in our marketplace have 14 to 16 revenue pillars at one time. So if open houses is one of the things that you're doing to look to attract sellers and buyers, congratulations. It is a great way. 4 reasons. Obviously, you're servicing the seller, you're servicing the listing. You sell the listing, which happens low percentage of the time. So you're actually there to try to meet people, attract buyers, and then follow up with them. I'm gonna wait for mega open houses and some of the things that you can do with mega open houses. Let's just go with some of your regular run-of-the-mill open houses. First of all, you have to be prepared. You can't decide Friday that you want to have an open house on Sunday. Your preparation starts in the beginning of the week. So you want to try to outline, for me, if I take a new listing on Monday, I want it open that weekend. That's Sunday. Some people do open houses on Saturday. I had a better turnout on Sunday. The reason why you want to, and if you are going to do open houses for another agent because you don't have a lot of listings right now, pay attention to the hot sheets and stuff that come into the MLS and what the other agents in your office are listing. Typically, if they're high producing agents, they don't want to be there on the weekend anyway. So offer to be there for them that weekend. If it is your listing and you are doing open houses, be there that first Sunday. Now, if you don't know, now you do know, this company, as part of your monthly fees, we boost your listing on Facebook for the first 6 days it's on the market. We also, as a company, boost it on AdWorks, which is a Google algorithm, for the first 7 days. That is why I try to do it the first week. It's fresh, people want to see it, it's low inventory, everybody's trying to get to it. So what you want to do is take those leads that come in from Monday through Friday and make sure you follow up with them with either a virtual tour and let them know, hey, I will be here from Sunday 1 to 4, 1 to 3, whatever it is, to try to drive the traffic to you. Okay, this works really well, and it's one of the things you can do with that lead. Okay, the wins and win nots. We do have the handout here. You want to do the first weekend on the market. We covered that. You want to do it in a neighborhood or a geographical place that you want to dominate. So if you're trying to be a South Grand agent here, and where they're higher and older homes, then you want to pay attention to what listings are coming on within the company and make sure that you're being there for that agent on Sunday. You're going to meet other people who want to move into the area, as well as sellers, neighbors that come through. And of course, you can follow up and start building a reputation and brand as an agent in that specific location. Okay? The do nots we have, you're obviously in a price range you don't want to work. You're trying to be a luxury agent, and you need to be in luxury homes. You're trying to be a new construction agent, and you need to be in new construction homes. Hey, how you doing? Just gotta pull over and look at stuff. Sorry. If you're trying to work, so I do all the areas in Cedar Rapids and Davenport. But if you're trying to be a Hiawatha agent, then stay in Hiawatha. You know, if you're trying to be a Moline agent, then stay in Moline. Build your brand where you want to do it. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
In regards to that, so like kind of balancing like new construction and then still trying to gain that resale business.
Right.
Because I don't, I don't want to be known as like just a new construction agent that doesn't, what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
So how what's a good way to balance getting resales? Is it traffic that comes through the new construction that has a listing and a home to sell?
Absolutely.
Because let's say it's subject to sale.
That's how a lot of these agents have been able to build their business. The open houses is actually working new construction in an area that's a move up price range. Just taking specifically Greenland homes.
Sure.
They're still in a new, lot of their product is in a new first time home buyer range.
Yeah, 100%.
So they don't have something. Obviously you're committed to that brand and you want to be committed to that brand. They sell a lot of homes. You might be able to do something on a Saturday where new construction's more common to be open on a Saturday versus a resale being open on Sunday and spending time with the resale on Sunday.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't know if I have a 100% answer for you, but if you really want to work buyers that are coming through that we're going to have a house to sell, then you need to be in a price range that's typically not a first time home buying price range. Okay. But still, building open house and building your brand is not just about that one sale.
Right.
That person that comes through that Greenland property may buy that property, they may not.
Right.
What you want to do is make sure that you're there and giving them their options, and when they do buy from you, giving them such a high level of service and following up and having the maintenance, like we talked about in our Sphere class, and having the ability to maintain that relationship, those become your fans.
Right.
If you're not from this area, and we have agents that aren't from the area that they're working, they're an implant from somewhere else, right, or transplant. I recognize that you're fighting an uphill battle because you didn't go to school there, you didn't go to college, you don't have this big sphere and family to lean on and milk for business. This is how you do that. Aside from networking events and shaking hands and follow-up, you do open houses and you follow up with people in open houses, and those people that come through that you service, you give them a high-level service. So when you look at them and asking for introductions, testimonials, and those things, that's not an awkward conversation to have. They're more than happy to do that. And you can build your own brand and your own database off open houses alone. Okay. If it was me, Connor, and I was you, and I had the product that you have, I would work that product. I wouldn't worry so much about the resale right away. It's all about the resale 5 years from now.
That'll come.
That'll come. That'll come with time. Right now, you have the product, and a lot of people don't have the product. Be in those houses, know that product better than anybody.
Sure.
Okay. You know the glue they use to push the damn subfloor down.
Sure.
Right? And why, you know every advantage of why Greenland Home's better than the competitors.
Right.
Whether it's the 2-year warranty, whether it's whatever it is, the follow-up service, you know, whatever that is, you know why they should buy that versus ABC builder that's right down the street.
Right.
And then if you give them a high level service, they're going to write testimonials. They're going to write it, they're going to give you introductions. It'll be up to you to maintain that contact. They're not going to remember who you are 90 days after you sell them a house. Right. Oh, who was it? That Connor kid. You know, if you don't follow up with them and have a maintenance plan or some kind of plan of action, hey, 30 days later, hey, just checking in and making sure everything's okay with the house. No surprises, right? And then they're on some kind of monthly gift, you know, client. You will build a fan base, you know, you won't know what to do with it.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, it takes a little time, right? Everything this good takes a little time.
Thank you.
After a price reduction. Remember, price reductions are only significant as how far you move the needle. I know some people are like, they're listed at 230, they want to move to 228.
Most agents haven't really.
You're not really getting in the next tier of buyers. You have to make, this is why pricing the home off the get-go is so important. Because to move the needle on a reduction, it has to be significant enough to get you the next search range of buyers. And if you are able to accomplish that reduction, then having an open house on it right away would make sense. Okay. Again, give yourself enough time to market the home. Give yourself enough time to prep the home. Don't limit yourself to just Sundays. This is what I'm horrible at, that so many agents are great at. If you look at point number 2, step 1, with a preferred lender or vendor. Partner up with them, leverage their money, leverage their time. They may be able to put really good reports and flyers together for you before you have time to have an assistant, right? That show you all the demographics of the neighborhood as far as where restaurants and parks are at, and average utility bills, and where's the elementary school versus the high school in this area, and did I say average utility bills? Those type of things that people want to know. Copy of the seller's disclosures. They might be able to do some stuff for you if you're going to provide food and snacks and a drawing. To me, getting people to sign in is imperative, because that's how you're going to do your follow-up. I even make notes in my phone once they sign in. You know, if they told me they're something about them, rentals up in 90 days. Whatever it is about them, I'll make a note so I can follow up with them and remember some things about them and their situation, okay? What I mean by having a drawing is, you know, sign up here and here's a $30 or $50 gas card drawings to, you know, winner. I always sign in somebody up front because no one likes to be the first person that signs in. So consequently, my mom has attended every open house I've ever had. Okay. She's a big fan. She's a big fan. I love this part of it too. Pick a theme. Is it wine and cheese? Is it a fundraiser? Is it Chili's, a holiday? Whatever it is, we need to try to drive traffic. If you want to send out postcards to the neighbors and invite them to the open house, check with the sellers. A lot of sellers are a little bit leery of nosy neighbors, but generally, these neighbors might be a little bit. They might be a little bit, they want to inquire about what their home might sell for. You know, that house is very similar to ours. Let's walk through it and see what it looks like inside. If that one sells, we kind of have a gauge of what our home's worth, okay? So I'm a big fan of writing handwritten letters to the people that have come through with their addresses and giving them like a $5 gift card, like a coffee card. Just saying, hey, dear Sam and Miranda, thank you so much for coming to my open house at this address. I really enjoyed meeting you. I know you said your lease is up in 90 days. That's why I make my notes. If you have any questions about the home buying experience, please give me a call. With a $5 gift card. You know, that's the first touch. It's not the only touch, right? We got to have some other. We got to have a system in place, all right? Where to post these open houses. Back in the day, we did it in the paper. It was majorly expensive to do, but everybody knew where to go for the open houses. And they had them divided into geographical, whether it was, you know, southwest side, southeast side of Des Moines was broken down into, you know, northeast, east, northwest, southeast. West Des Moines had its own section, of course, Ankeny, Altoona, and it showed pretty much from started out the highest price homes and went to the lowest price homes, which ones were open. Everybody went there, everybody knew to go there, and you could have a Saturday ad or a Sunday ad, okay? Uber expensive, really uber expensive. We've gone away from that now, at least in the Des Moines market. If that's still in a Davenport and Cedar Rapids thing, and that's where eyes are going, and that's what we have to do. Right now, we're putting it on the MLS that it's open, which people are putting on Zillow, Realtor.com, and all those sites that it's open. And then you can create events on Facebook and actually add people and invite them to this event, right? Or you can create an ad, which we do, and try to pick the demographic of the person. Try to pick the A type person that's going to live there. You know, if it's one level living townhome, maybe I'm trying to hit a certain age range of people. I'm going to focus on that. Okay. So think about who your A target is. If it's a, you know, first time home buyer range, then I might be looking for another age group. Okay. That doesn't mean it won't hit all age groups, but it really will focus on people's page. All right. I like this one too because I see a lot of it is to record a video. You know, record a video you at the house walking through or whatever it is, or right out in front of it. High energy. Don't make it a long video. Make it really short and try to get people into the open house. Okay. Signage. You need signage. Some places have ordinances that limit your signage. Okay. but I put as much of it as you can, especially if you're in new construction development. Drive people there off the busiest intersections that you can, all right? It's all about eyes, all right? I also, along with having a sign-in sheet, maybe having some food, that's maybe a little tricky in the climate we're living in, having a drawing, all that stuff. I also have a printout of every listing that's in that immediate area that would be considered a comparable. So if I'm on a $260,000 property, I'm probably going to know every listing. I have a printout at MLS everywhere from like 240 to 280, right? The reason why is if we can sell the listing that's there and they like it, then that's awesome. But generally that's not going to happen. So they're going to walk out that door and try to find something else. I want to be able to show them. I won't give them the MLS sheet because I only have one copy. And I might be talking to other people that are coming in. But I want to be knowledgeable of what's going on in the area and what other options they might have. I also want to know on our first to know page if anybody else has anything coming up in the market. What a great way to meet this person again, to say, hey, listen, an agent colleague of mine has one coming down the street next week. It's an exclusive. I can get you an exclusive look. Would you like to be the first person that looked at it before anybody else? Who doesn't like exclusive anything, right? That's why you join country clubs. That's why you join wine groups. Exclusivity. So be able to have something like that in your back pocket can be very powerful for them to say, we would like to look. Let us drive by it. And we'll call you. Here's my card. Call me. Here's the address. Call me if you want to see it. They call you and say, Kristen, we'd like to look at that house. Great, I'm out of here at 4 o'clock. Let me call my colleague and see if we can get in there at 4:30. If I'm not able to get in there at 4:30, would tomorrow afternoon work? Yeah, we get off work at 5. Great, I'm hoping today at 4:30 works, otherwise I'll confirm 5:30 tomorrow. See what I'm doing there? I just created another appointment, another face-to-face with these people. Isn't that what it's about, right? Also, when people come into the open house, I would caution you against being that helicopter agent that's over their shoulder. People want to look in peace. Don't be afraid to tell them to take off their shoes. The sellers ask me to take off their shoes. We've asked people to sign in. We're going to do a $30 gas card drawing as well. You know, sign in a couple people if that's what it takes. A couple names, a couple email addresses, a couple addresses, and phone number. Something like that, all right? What we really want is their email and their address. We can, nice to have their phone number too. A lot of people are a little hesitant to give out all that. So when they see that a couple people already have, it's a little easier.
Matt, I know I had a couple open houses when we were just out in the area in Norwalk and they were going on. What's the etiquette? It seemed like the etiquette was for her to hand the lady who, in this instance, handed me the sign-in sheet, not my clients. Obviously, I understand why that would happen because otherwise they're basically like soliciting your clients if they're asking for their name and their number. So
yeah,
is that the etiquette that the agent basically is the point of
contact? Yeah. If you're with your clients with an open house, you sign in on their behalf. That way they can follow up with you to see the interest level your client had. Okay, that is definitely the etiquette. That's a good question.
Dog sitting for
when they're walking through the open house, though, just like when we're calling for sell by owners, just like when we're doing listing appointments, you ask them questions that control the conversation.
And we do.
So some questions that you might ask them is, hey, hi, first of all, don't greet them right at the door. Don't be 5 feet from the door. Be 20 feet back. Welcome to the open house. Thank you for coming through. My name is Matt Mauro. I'm a broker with Remax. Feel free, I want you to walk through at your own leisure, but feel free to ask me any questions as you're walking through. I have a sign-in sheet here that the sellers asked to sign in before you tour, and I also will enter you into a $30 drawing for a gas card. Oh, great. I also have some information on the desk here that you can grab, so as you're walking around, just has a short list of information. Okay? Professional, I'm not over them. Let them get through that process, and as they're walking around, and they're coming back through, and I ask them some questions. How many open houses are you guys planning on seeing today? This is our 3rd one through. We got a couple more to get through. Can I ask you a question? To be honest, or whatever you want to say, how does this one look compared to the other 3 that you've seen? Condition-wise, price-wise, are they all in the same area at the same price? Well, no, we've actually looked at Altoona and Ankeny. We think Altoona has a little better value than Ankeny as far as price per square foot goes, or whatever it is they might say. Okay, see how I'm trying to get, now I know we're looking into Ankeny and Altoona, right? If they haven't volunteered that information, I might ask instead, are you looking at Western Maine exclusively? Trying to think. Now, do you guys own your own home right now, or do you guys rent? Awesome. Ideally, if you guys were, if the stars were aligning, what timeline are you looking at to own a property? Is anybody helping you with your search? Okay, I'm asking these questions, right? Some people will be a little standoffish to you. They don't know you. Okay, it's important not to come off salesy. It's important not to be pushy. Questions that you ask should be meant to help them. Okay, they go, you know what, this living room is a little too small for us, we really need this and that. You say, listen, I can try it out. I have some other listings here in the area you may or may not know about. Feel free to flip through them and look at them. If you have any interest in seeing them, I get out of here at 4 o'clock, you probably have enough time to set an appointment, get in there at 4:30. Right? Okay. Hopefully we have a good open house. Hopefully we have 8, 10 people through. Because the more people that you have through, the better chances are we have 1 or 2 people and there's not working with an agent that needs your help. And if you can get 1 person out of an open house that becomes your client, that is a success, right? We talked about sending invitations or door knocking. We talked about boosts. Definitely follow up with those boosts and those ad work leads to make sure that you know that they're invited to the open house. Okay. This year alone, I did an open house my first week. When Boost first came out, I double did that because of Boost. Boost was a lead that came in online. I emailed them and said I'd be there this Sunday. They came through that Sunday and bought it from me. It was my listing, right? And then that seller was buying $460 some thousand house off me as well. So it was a double dip for $350. Another one sold at $464. Not a bad way to spend your Sunday, right?
So how do you, and I know agency's huge, you can't, steal clients and that, but when they come through and they say, we just started working, well, are you working with an agent? And they say kinda, yes and no. I'm assuming, there's no agency sign, I would never bring that up then. Do you continue to follow up with them or just assume that they have an agent?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want agents contacting my clients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely want to operate on the doing to others as you would want to do to you. Okay, but of course it's a fine line. You might use the word instead of you working, are you committed?
Okay.
Are you committed to another agent already?
Okay.
So
if they go yes and no, do you still call that agent saying, hey, I met with, Michelle and Jason and they came through today and they're interested?
Yeah.
Versus trying to.
If they give you the agent's name, they're working with them.
Okay.
I would probably call them and absolutely say that.
Okay.
Say Jason and Tina came through and they seem to be pretty interested. I just wanted to throw that back at you.
Right.
That is the professional thing to do.
Okay.
We're not out.
Goes around, comes around.
What goes around, you bet your ass it does.
Sure. Okay.
I would probably say, what does that mean? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and then you can get more info.
I like both of you.
Yeah.
He said committed, elaborate a little bit, yes and no, because,
Because if they said, I went into one open house.
What you don't want to do
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
is, and this does happen, is say, well, if you decide to work with me in this deal, I think I can get you a better deal on the house because I can cut the commission a little bit.
Didn't you have one of those?
Yeah, that's BS. We don't treat our own, we would never treat another agent like that. I don't care what flag they're wearing, and you best not do it here at this company. And if someone in your team leads are teaching you that, then I need to talk to your
Didn't
team.
somebody undercut you commission or something saying?
Yeah, but technically they had met them first. They just
They had agency then?
They didn't, but it all worked out. It's all good.
Okay. Never mind.
Don't worry about it.
No, it does happen though.
Yeah.
It does happen. We'll see, if I have the list side and the buy side, and I'm charging them 6%, I can give you full 3.5 or 4. Don't do that.
Right.
You're taking food off someone else's table that's
Right.
working hard, If they've already told you they have some loyalty to them, that's that. That's the end of the story. I like Michelle's thing, like, what is it? Yes, no, what does that mean if you're committing another agent? Well, we had someone show us a few houses, and I don't know that we're committed to them. I mean,
Sure.
you know, we just met him at an open house and showed us a few houses. Now I'm writing them a letter, okay? And I don't feel bad about that. They're kind of him-hawing around whether or not, they're even working with this person. But they say, yeah, my cousin's a realtor, or yeah, we're working with Steve from blah, 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 blah. That's who they're working with. End of story.
Mhm.
We don't go into more sales of how we're going to save them money and double dipping. That's ruthless. It's not who we are. It's not what we're about. Don't be about it either, okay? I'd be disappointed in you guys. And more than that, you probably wouldn't be working for us.
Sure.
All right? We talked about knowing the areas, listings, and printing out property flyers. Financing sheets is great, and when you partner up with that lender, having a breakdown of 3 or 4 scenarios of the loans. You are going to run into people that walk into a house like me, and I know my budget, so it's all about how I feel about it, right? I know what it's approximately going to cost me, and I don't care about the numbers, to be honest. I'm not an analytical person.
Right.
I can see, I love the neighborhood, right? It's supposed to work. It's close. My kids want to go to school here. I feel it. You see my Christmases. I mean, that's who I am. But you're going to run into people that have to know the numbers. What's this scenario look like with 20% down? What's this scenario look like with 100% down? What's this scenario look like with 10% down? Are we in a price range that might look with a VA or an FHA loan? There's a lender, whether it be Chuck Simmons with Mauro or whether it be one of your own lenders, they will be happy to put something like that together with their branding and your branding on it. Okay? Right? I would highly recommend you having that as part of your flyer. Having business cards. Obviously having business cards, right? Gotta have them though. I can tell you a little failure when we take a little break from the serious and about something that's embarrassing. Make sure the water's on before you use the restroom. That starts the open problem.
Said make sure the water's on before you use the restroom. That's your open house.
Stand at the front door if you saw it says neighbors walk up. I'm not, if you're gonna be outside, it's a nice day, great, read them outside. Do not sit there and hover as they walk in the door. Just sets the tone off wrong, and they don't get to experience the house. Also, conversely, just as a side note, when you're showing a house, let them walk in first. They get to see everything. Why do I want them to see the first house and it's my back, right? Think through the selling process. Think through the experience of how people, they want to come in and take a big drink of the home.
Oh my.
Right? Their senses are on point. First thing you do when you walk in your home, you smell it, whether it's conscious or unconscious. It's the truth. So if we have pet odors and stuff like that, you want to kind of try to do your best to eliminate those. And some things are just what they are, so.
Steve Peterson was laughing about
Right.
that one.
Who was?
Steve Peterson, I could see him laughing when you said you smell it first.
Yeah, you smell it first. Hey, it's the same thing when someone brings you a plate of dinner, you actually see it first. You see it and it either looks good, right? It looks good, and it smells good. I hope to God it tastes good.
Off topic, but I wanted to pick your brain on this real quickly. Have you had a listing where that smell, right? I think we can all say it's like that smell. We don't really know what it is, but it happens one every couple houses we go in that are in the lower price range. And have you had any success in eliminating that with like a paint on the floors before you look at it? Have you had any success? You want to show you made that go away?
There are some people that claim that this ozone thing can take away odors, and they use it. They basically suck all the oxygen out of the house or something like that and put it back. I don't know what the process. I don't think that sounds expensive. I don't think it's that expensive.
Yeah.
A painter will tell you that, okay, we're gonna come in, it smells like pet, how do I get rid of it? Well, they put this thing called shellac on all the walls. It's a bug excrement that they put into the add in paint, and it covers up odors and things like that. Now, you're gonna use, say the carpet's worn, and I'm going to rip up the carpet. And I rip up the carpet and I see on the subfloor or the wood that there's pea stains. That will come back through unless you put some kind of sealer. Someone online, tell me, what primer am I talking about that has that?
Kills.
Kills. There you go. Kills. you know, they're the height, and you would just roll that over the
Okay, that's the
area
answer.
4 or 5 times, you know, before you go back over with padding and carpet. Well, Kristen, you in the property management game, what did you, I mean, obviously people left with pet odors.
Yeah,
Anything you guys did?
paint, new flooring, of course, and kills. The ozone machine works, but if you leave it in there for too long, it can turn the appliances yellow. And never have pets or people in there because it will kill them.
The ozone well? Why?
It sucks all the oxygen out of the room, so
Oh, never happened while they're doing it.
yeah.
Also,
So,
that's the home
Gonna kill
don't leave
somebody.
it running for too long because then it'll turn the appliances yellow.
Did you guys do new pad as well?
Yeah.
So,
And
that's what happens a lot too, like just from selling flooring, a lot of people that go to sell their house, they wanna go like cheap as possible, so what they'll do is they'll leave the existing pad and put new carpet over top.
And like, that's the part that smells.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I was gonna say 90% of the odors in the pad, so it's gonna come back.
Well,
Maybe ask
Thank you for
them.
taking the little
Yeah.
time.
And you know what, Pat's such an inexpensive part of it,
It is.
that just, to me, would ruin my whole, that'd sour me on the
It
whole
is.
entire house as far as someone taking that cheap of corners.
But it happens, it really does.
Jen Jacobs said that she did the ozone machine thing on a listing recently and it cost her around $1,000.
How big was the house, Jim?
Oh, how big was the house?
Do they charge, I imagine there's a square
you
footage,
can
like.
buy
maybe-
one for like $300.
Oh,
And then you have it, you own it then.
oh, she said 2,100 square feet.
Okay.
And you just put it in a
Pretty
room.
easy.
That wouldn't be a bad thing to invest in, is, you know,
Yeah.
to have and offer as a listing tool.
Yeah,
You know, that wouldn't be bad if it's only $300-400,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be bad.
they're not bad. I mean, it'll.
That might be the difference of you
depends.
getting a 6% listing or being able to charge 7%. We do pre-listing inspections for you, we have this ozone that clears odors, I mean, you know, value wise, where is your value coming from? People are questioning your value, add to it, right? All right. Let's see, step 5, start conversations. We talked about this, but here's a little bit of a, you know, it's important to try to build rapport with somebody. You're not going to do that just by handing them a flyer and letting them walk around. You need to ask questions, all right? Start conversations. You know, hey, if they don't have kids, ask them, do you guys have children? You know, why are you trying to get into this area? Trying to get in for the schools. Oh, how many kids do you have? What ages? I have a 5-year-old. That's awesome, right? I mean, build some connections there. I love the question in here is, how did you find the house? What a better way to track where your advertising dollars are going. I mean, if they're finding my house on a Facebook ad, and I had 12 people through, and 8 of them found it on the Facebook ad, I might run that ad for a little bit more money next time and get a wider audience, right? If that's the only, you know what I'm saying? So that's a great question to ask that I have never asked, and how stupid of me for not knowing to ask that. That is a great question. Going down to the follow-up part, I know we've talked about this, but to win the follow-up, it can't be a week later. It's got to be part of your 2-hour power that you do on Monday morning, those first 2 hours. That's what you have to do. You have to write those letters and send them out, all right? It says at least the next business day. I would say the next one, especially if it's a mailing, it's not going to get to until Wednesday. That's if you write it in the morning, get the stamp on it, and get it out. Okay. Follow-up's key if you're going to build your database this way and build your clientele this way. You're just going to sit as a body in open house and not get assignments and not follow up. You're wasting your time. Because on an average, now this is an average I had a long time ago, but it probably still relevant in some way. You might have like a 2 or 4% chance of selling your open house. So if you're looking just to be an open house to sell that listing, then you're looking for lightning, you're looking for lightning to strike. You're asking me to spin you around 20 times and have you throw a dart and hit a damn bolt, right? So let's don't do that. Yeah, and even this says, possibly even send them a text or a note, possibly 45 minutes right after the open house. Hey, Chris, thank you for coming through my open house. Just wanted you to have my number. This is Edward, and you mentioned there might be some other properties you're interested in this area. I have a few exclusive listings I know about coming up. If you're interested looking at having those exclusive looks, let me know. Right? right?
You can do
Oh.
video that way too. Just do it in front of the house where it actually shows the front of the house, hopefully the street number too, so they can remember where they saw you. And you can do that little thank you real quick, because you do a lot of video.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like that too. Real quick video of the house in front of it. Hey, thanks for coming to this house. You know, we talked about some of the exclusive listings we have coming on here. If you want to look, you want to sneak peek, give me a call. You know?
I've been watching Campos. He does a lot of really quick, high energy messages.
Right.
I think there's a lot to learn from he just gets to it and gets off. It's not like this big stuttering thing where he goes off on a tangent about something else. It's like, hey, I got this thing, it's a corner listing,
It's good energy.
and video.
Yep. Because people's attention spans are really short, right?
Yeah.
Mine's no different. You know, you don't want to listen to a 2-minute video. You get bombarded with all these things all day.
Well, they autoplay when you're on Wi-Fi, right? So you're bored at work, what they're doing. There's Candy's already advertising to you. You hadn't even
Right.
consented.
Right.
It's flipping through Facebook.
That's awesome. Yeah, Cameron does a great job out. He knows how to edit it and make it fun. And that's the thing about it, is making it fun. Try not to be so serious all the time. Make it fun for people to watch your 20-second video, your 15-second video. Make it 30 seconds at the most. Anybody online have any success stories or maybe even any fail stories? Anybody here? I know you guys are doing a lot of open houses. Connor, you're probably in one every weekend. In one every
Saturday,
weekend.
Sundays. Brandon does a lot too. I'm having a hard time right now getting just traffic in Elkhart. I think it's just, I don't know if it's the fall market. Kids are getting back into,
Probably.
I can't get the people that come through. They're, they want to build. They want to, they want to move forward. But it's just I can't get traffic out there lately.
How many do you have sitting out there?
Well, now I have 2. So
That's all you got too?
I don't have any inventory. I have
Gotcha.
foundations. So that's what's tough too.
Okay.
So the ones that are coming through are BTOs. But when I only have 2 plans and they're both 2-story, 4 bedrooms, it doesn't give me.
Elkhart's not a huge market.
Right. And, it's not. But it's 4-bedroom, 2-story, at 235,
Yeah.
1,500 square feet.
Right.
On a
I'm
huge
trying to
lot.
figure out why someone would move to Elkhart. Is it all the locals staying there? I'm trying to figure out, is there a plant that's open?
Well,
what is it?
what-
Why would someone move to Elkhart?
I can tell you more reasons why people aren't moving now. The closest gas station's in Ankeny. That's tough. I think people want to be out there because they can get USDA approved.
Okay, that's a benefit.
That's a benefit. IFA, you know how that goes. That's an option, but they took away the tax abatement in February, so that kind of hit too. But we have a brand new plat coming. They poured it yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday. So
I would definitely advertise the 100% USDA loan in your ads with no PMI, I believe USDA has. It makes it affordable. You also have to look at the lifestyle of someone that wants to live in Elkhart. Is it because they want the small schools, they want the small community?
that's usually what I've seen.
So forget the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, because people can see that in MLS, and they can see that out online.
Right.
Start running ads that mention lifestyle, that would drive people out there. Also, when the plat gets done, you get more inventory out there. We were looking online today to figure out what are some other ideas. I don't think this is right for every open house, but certainly if you have a luxury house, or you have kind of like what your mom did out there in Ankeny the other day, get a food truck. Get a drawing for an iPad or something. Get something that's going to drive the whole community there. Then you do the mailing to all Elkhart. You invite all of Elkhart, because we're not just trying to sell that product now. We're trying to dominate. People might want to get the hell out
I
of
like that
Elkhart.
idea.
People might want to be getting out of Elkhart.
How many vendors?
So now listen, you got to invest some money to do that.
Right.
So it's got to be worth it. And a $1.3 million listing in an area of 40 other houses that have similar properties, that might be worth it. You want to tour a nice home, have a big drawing, you do video with the drawing beforehand, either you go to all 40 houses and invite them the week of, or you send out the mailer that invites them all on what's going on. They're going to come to the food truck. They're going to come. Andrew Gerelman's parents own a food truck if you're looking to help out someone within the company. But you can also make food, I'm sure, or cater it in. But then it's a little more messy. You're trying to clean up. Food truck's kind of nice. They roll in, they roll out. There's no cleanup, there's no mess. And with the whole COVID thing going on, you're not responsible for making food that could possibly contaminate somebody.
Well, I think in Elkhart, people would like places like Elkhart, like people want something to do, like there weren't fairs, there weren't anything. So if you had like a food truck and like some music, people are like,
Yeah.
fair time.
No, and like I love that idea, but like I'd hate like to have a food truck
Right.
that had 2 properties to show. It's kind of like
I
That's
agree.
true, too.
you know,
I agree.
so now if I had like 4 ranches and 3
Yes.
2 stories and where we could walk and inspect,
Walk the street.
versus seeing foundations.
Is it on propane out there, or
What's that?
is it wired utilities and gas, or is it on other propane things?
No, it's gas. Yeah, natural gas. Yeah.
And
Some people might assume that it's propane, that might be something, I don't know if you.
So I
you probably would want to get a lender involved and say, okay, this is what the budget is. She's going to kick in $500-600.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They would do all the price, but you'd want to get some vendors involved to help. You'd want to get the builder maybe in for a couple hundred. Just.
I think it's yeah.
I agree with you though. 2 houses ain't enough. You'd have to have
It's
probably
not.
6 to 8 in that price range to make an event.
And lumber's killing everybody.
Oh, yeah. You bet
you know better than anybody.
Yes.
I think it's just yeah.
And it's for
Anyway.
the builders who didn't order lumber in time, and now they put out these pricings that they can't hold to.
Right.
They just can't hold to.
Right.
And it's an $18,000 swing. The margins aren't there for that.
Right.
For a builder to take an $18,000 hit. So
Have you looked on Matrix to see who the agents are who work Elkhart as well and invited them out to see?
Yes and no. So with Zillow, I get calls from Tracy Jennings trying to sell me houses, and they're my listings, and that drives me nuts. But that I guess because she bought the zip code, there's no way I can fix that because she's getting all the leads for Elkhart.
yeah, you'd have to become a premier agent and invest a small amount of money. Once you invest a very small amount, at least your leads will stay with you.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to go to the agents that spend money in that area. I don't think you have to spend a ton, but you have to become a premier.
So like yeah, if you look up Elkhart, yeah, you get Tracy Jennings.
Yeah.
In which I love Tracy, but it's like
Yeah.
I want the
Right.
the lead.
Right.
But
But if you go on
Totally.
Matrix, you can look up like the sales, who's listed, who's sold out there,
Mhm.
and you can pull up all the agents
Mhm.
that way as well.
a lot of them were Nicole Larson prior, so
Has she been out to see the development?
she's no longer at Concepts.
Doesn't matter. Has she been out to see the development?
I'm not sure. I need to look. I guess
She was working with Tammy before.
Yeah.
so.
So, yeah, there's all, and then of course, I get your frustration too, because you're out there with minimum people, but yet you're obligated to be out there. And you could be sitting in a brand new listing that came on 4 days ago,
Right.
with 15 people through it in Beaverdale.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And possibly pulling out 2 clients out of there
Right.
and going to selling $250,000 homes.
Right.
But this is your business model. This is what you chose.
And that's fine. And that's why I didn't mean to make it like about me. But
No, this is what we're about. This is what we're doing. We want to talk. And, Davenport and Cedar Rapids has anything they want to add or talk about. Let's talk through it. I don't have the answers to everything, guys. I don't. I wish I did.
No, but it's good to hear.
But it's good to talk through them and see if we can't come up even with one idea.
Right. No, I like food truck. I like the event. You could do that now that the First Street, is open. You have plenty of inventory there.
I mean, do you know anybody, like, what is it, food truck show up?
I don't know. They probably have to hit a minimum money, and you're responsible. Let's say they
Like a wedding.
That green event was $1,100.
Let's say they need to make like $1,500 in a 3-hour period, and they only make 8. You're probably on $700.
I had Outside Scoop ice cream
Oh,
truck come
that's a
to
good
one of my
idea.
buildings, and we sold like 6 apartments that day and spent $500. They came off for free.
Okay.
There you go. So they have to be a food
Downtown.
truck, just an ice cream truck, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean-
brilliant idea.
we had a lot of homeless people.
Signage too.
Yeah.
Hey, no, so just tell them.
But
I'm up for anything. I think it's more attractive.
Signage, having proper signage up there so that you can add now, make it an event. I know me, I'd like to get to the loop this year, look at more having a luxury line open where I can list maybe at least 10 or 12, 600, 700 plus homes throughout the year, And I would do those events. Now, listen, some people in those neighborhoods do not want people walking through their houses. No, they don't want everybody who just wants to look through their home. And I get that. So you need to discuss with your seller what they think is best. We were watching a video prior to this, trying to figure out some other ideas from professionals around it. One person had a professional baseball player in the backyard signing baseballs, but you had to sign in, and you had to walk through the home to get there. You know, I don't know how that would translate here, but that idea of something that would draw people. Okay, and the name of the game is to meet people. It's to have conversations with people. Conversations lead to referrals and business, and so have as many conversations as you can. But if I was to break it down into 2 things or 3 things, I would be prepared, be selective, have a system to follow up. Okay? Prepare, meaning you know how you're advertising, give yourself plenty of time to do that, and having the information at the house, the flyer booklet, the other houses that are for sale around the area, the sign-in sheet, and possibly knowing what else is coming on the market for anybody else. That's preparation, you know, in signage, you know. And then the follow-up system, knowing that Monday mornings, I'm writing the 10 letters that came out. Next Monday morning, I'm sending a text. Third Sunday, Monday morning, you know, and the third Sunday, maybe I'm sending an email. And after that, they go into some kind of drip campaign that allows me to stay in front of them. All right? There are people that will come back to you after years of seeing them, years, if you have a follow-up campaign. Just stay in front of them. Okay? All right, our class is over. Is that important? Cedar Rapids have anything they want to add?
I'm seeing head shaking no.
Okay. Work your geographical area. If you want to dominate an area, then you be in that area, whether it's your listing or not. Okay? Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Hey, Matt, are
Thank
you
you guys.
doing Wednesday or?
What's that?
You doing